Hello, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Train Fever. Thanks for tuning in today, where we're looking at a bit more expansion as our successful, I think is fairly safe to say, goods line emerges from the tunnel. Let's have a quick tour around the place, as has become traditional. So we're doing pretty well. That almost goes without saying. Let's have a look at our different rail lines here. So the Iron Line isn't paying for itself brilliantly yet, but that's largely because it's taking a little while to fill the full train before it heads back in the direction of the steelworks to complete its journey. But hopefully the productivity will upgrade over time, and that weight should be far less. Meanwhile, the coal train, who has a full load here of 40 coal, having only 5 wagons, is filling up pretty much straight away. In fact, it just left the station, leaving 10 behind. So there's a bit of an issue there that I possibly need to resolve. I would imagine. Let's follow this guy while I talk. I would imagine that the disparity between coal and iron ore deliveries that are happening at the steelworks will manifest itself in some fashion or another before too long. What do I mean by that? Well, fundamentally, you need to be delivering the same amount of both materials, right? In order to try and get as much productivity as possible occurring out of the steel mill. I don't know. Maybe, I mean, the potential numbers are all quite interesting here. I mean, we're hitting those pretty accurately, but we're not generating a massive amount of goods because the coal train arrives far more frequently than the ore train. Maybe I'm musing about nothing there, and I'm sure I'll come back to it on multiple occasions. However, it does seem to be paying off, and certainly with our passenger services working as well as they are, we are making money, and that means that we can expand. Now, when we were here last time around, I promised one of two things would happen this time, and I wasn't intending to be untruthful in that regard. Option one was we electrify the line from Tewkesbury here out to Haverhill in order to provide an electric loco along that line. However, that said, let's have a look at said new locomotive. Oh yes, we already did this. Yes, it's pretty cheap. This is good. It's pretty fast. That's pretty good too. And it packs a whole lot of tractive effort, which means that it can pull properly monster-sized trains. So I think that's going to be the next train upgrade we do. But frankly, I'm in the mood to build. And when I'm in the mood to build, we waste a lot of money. So where are we going to go? So the obvious targets here we've got coming out of Bexhill, since that's our largest station at the moment. And as discussed last time, I want to expand the rail before I have to evict too many people from their houses. I think this guy here probably best not get comfortable. Chances are we're about to kick him out. So we can go Bromsgrove here, or perhaps Great Torrington, which is a little bit more of a circuitous route, or Billericay. I think the obvious is going to be Bromsgrove because it's kind of dead ahead. And while the temptation may be to lay let's get a station out here so that you can see what I'm talking about. The temptation may be to lay it out this way. Ignore the collision, I'm just kind of demonstrating angle rather than anything else. Here we go. So the temptation may be to go that way so that I can go in straight. I think that coming in on a curve would actually be beneficial. So somewhere here, after doing my usual linking up of the streets in order to make them kind of logical, would probably be the better way to go. Because that way we can have a Bromsgrove, Great Torrington, Billericay kind of route set out there. But I think we'll go for a large station here anyway, because we'll certainly need one eventually. And why would I not do that from the get-go? Oh, we can add bus lanes and tram tracks. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so maybe I'll upgrade these roads. So I think Bromsgrove may become our first our first destination for trams. But first off, let's go to here and put this together. I'm going to try. What do you mean too much curvature? We're talking about cars here. We're not talking about trains. Cars are relatively manoeuvrable. Oh, just spare me. Let's do that again. Fine, go there. Right, live with it. It's not perfectly straight. I've often scratched my head about whether there is a button combination you can use that will allow you to do perfectly straight roads rather than them kinking. If anybody knows what it is, please let me know. I've tried holding down shift, I've tried holding down control. It doesn't seem as though it wants you to do straight roads. This must be absolutely infuriating for my friends in America, whose the majority of kind of town roads are very much straight. If you've never been to an American city, the grid system, it might lack a little bit of soul, maybe, but what it makes up for in any deficit on that side of things, and I certainly don't mean this as an affront, what it makes up for is it's very, very practical. It's also the reason that you don't see an awful lot of people walking. Due to, I'm going to go on a digression here, bear with me. Right, okay, so you're one of these chaps here, right? No, you're not, you're this nice lady. Now, at each intersection, and okay, I'm taking my my experience here from Los Angeles, so this is maybe atypical, and I'm generalizing horribly. So, each block, you'll have an intersection, much like this one, but probably with more traffic lanes going on, and there'll be a pedestrian crossing right here, and then you wait. So you walk briskly up the block, and then you wait for a couple of minutes for the traffic lights to change. So you cross the road, and then you walk up the block, and then you wait a couple of minutes for the traffic lights to change. It takes longer to get anywhere than it realistic should do on foot. It's an interesting system. It does make it incredibly easy to find your way around, though. I'm neither a fan nor a hater of the American kind of inner city road layout. I like its practicalities a great deal. What the hell am I talking about? Let's get back to building some trains. Right, okay, that will do on that front. Actually, let's put that in there for no reason whatsoever. That's a good bit of European road design right there. There you go, triangle for nothing. Shall I take this bit of road? No, I'm going to leave it. That's a feature. Smashing. Right. Yes. Apologies for that. Let's get back onto something that's actually on topic. Okay, so we're running out of Bromsgrove, Bexhill, and we're heading into Bromsgrove. I'm going to build the track here now because I suspect quite strongly that fellow there might expand before I've actually been able to do it. Okay, so just gently uphill, just gently over to the right a little. Yeah, we'll do that. Let's put in the swanky crossing. Excellent. Right, you parallel. And you. Don't you tell me there's a collision, because there isn't. Oh, don't give me that. What are you colliding with? Well, that shouldn't be a city connecting road. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bulldoze this lot. Hit the pause button so it can't rebuild. It's not a make... Look, you've got plenty of other routes you can go, you absolute swine. And I don't want to build a tunnel under it, which was a suggestion made as a comment to a previous video. And I don't want to build a bridge over it. This is a main connection. So this is something you'll bump into, right? So these country roads here, these kind of city connectors, let's call them, town connectors, unless you bypass it, you can't delete it, which is madness. Now, I get why it exists in principle. I mean, it exists to stop you basically cutting towns off and therefore locking things into one town. But as far as making the game enjoyable, it doesn't help in the slightest. Still, if it was too easy, it would be no fun. Alright, so what's actually getting in the way? I mean, is there anywhere we can... Oh yeah, we can cross over here. Not enough space. What do you mean not enough space? What's in the way? That rock is in the way? What? Kill the rock. Can we? No. Nope. Why? And furthermore, why? Is there anywhere that it will let me go? Alright, let's see if we can bulldoze it. There is no rock in the world that enough application of a bulldozer shouldn't be able to deal with. What if I were to... in your face. And like that, the rock, she is gone. Let's go. No? Okay, well, let's cross over here. Oh, you wanted to do it a minute ago. Not enough space. Why? What? Not enough space for what? Oh, okay. All right. Let's try this. Right. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. I don't want to delete all of it. Just that bit. Yeah, boy. Oh, don't mess me about. Fine, we'll just run 5 tracks across here. And now it doesn't want to do it at all. Interesting. Okay, let's back up. Scrag all of this. And you... Right, let's go again from scratch, because that was working, and so I have to have 5 tracks. Fine. I'll live with it. No, we wanted the good level crossing. Oh, dear. And you wonder why it always costs me so much money to expand. Exhibit A. Right, good. Now, the next one. What are you colliding with? You can't possibly... Fine, more deletion needed. I'll get over it. There we go. Yes, thank you. And I could just run those 4, couldn't I? I could, move them closer together. But I don't wanna. It's gonna make this look untidy. Not to mention the fact that it's then putting in an arbitrary speed limit. See, I want to do that one. And I will do. I have done. Look, it's a thing. That's done now. Steady on. There. Last one. There we are. Brilliant. Okay. I'll probably find I'll find a reason for that, I'm sure. You know what? I'm even going to make it deliberate. Let's... No, let's expand it just a little bit further this way. And then... Right, and we'll... I think... Okay, we need to prove that out at some point, but I think we'll probably use that middle line for something. For reasons. Maybe this can be a goods line option. Please build in 2 steps. Easier said than done, my friend. Huh. Does anyone know how to do this? Let's try doing it the other way. Oh, come on, it has to be possible. I have seen rail points that are more tricky than this. Let's just make sure we're all joined up along here. Okay. Okay. Well, maybe we just have to live with that. Okay, right. Anyway, that will do. Let's not ponder this any longer than we need to. Right, Bromsgrove over here. Let's get a station out. We're going to make this a full-on station from the get-go. I've zoomed all the way out just so that I can check the alignment of the thing. So Bexhill's over there, which is where we're coming from. Oh look, come on, you can snap at this zoom. I want to make sure that I'm leaving enough room for the curvature of the track to come in a fairly elegant fashion. And that looks, yeah, that'd be nice to do it on the triangle. There we go. Does that look about right? That looks okay to me. We'll have it. Okay. Okay, so we've got a whole heap of track coming out of here. So we've got 5. So we can branch. We could certainly branch one off to make use of this iron mine here. Is there any other obvious resources kicking around? Some coal. I think we're reaching by this point, aren't we? However, we do have more coal here. Got iron there. Steel mill there. Oh, look at that. I know I'm servicing this with trucks already, but I think that can use our platform 5, well, our track 5. Okay, right. Well, let's expand one of these 2 lines, because as we're staying relatively sane on the use of money, he says, building a couple of million quid's worth of tunnel. Don't worry, I'm not going to link this up. I just want to see if it fits. There we go. It does kinda. It can be made to fit. There's no curvature there that's too severe. Okay, the incline there might be a bit of an issue, and we're having to run this pillarless bridge. I don't like the looks of that. So we want to, effectively, run the tunnel as low down this hillside as possible. Okay, right. Okay, so the route it wants to take bisects this field. Alright. I've got the field in mind. Here's something I'm going to try. I've not tried this before. And I only want to spend 8 grand on it. Right, this is just so I'm just putting that there so that I can keep track of the alignment that I want to make. Dead ahead, please. Yes, I realise that's a cut, but this whole thing is going to be a cut in some fashion or other. Very easy there, Tiger. Double check that. Are we happy with this? Got a little bit of track build up here. Yeah, I'm cool with that. That looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Okie doke. Right, let's see what it wants to do next. So we know we're going to have to go around there, and this is going to be on the outside line here. Alright, terrain alignment collision, that's okay, I'll come back to that in a sec. I just want to make sure that we're not cutting too deeply. No, okay, that's quite severe. But you know what, I'm okay with that. Alright, so we want to have a little section, tiny little piece of track there next to that field. 97. No. Let's try and keep this at top speed. There we go. Right, and then if we link this to that, another tunnel. Really? Is it needed? Oh, I guess actually, yeah. I mean, it's not insignificant. I don't want to put too many tunnels. Oh, whoa! Look at that. Got some elevation going on there. Okay, fine. Yeah, we'll dig through there so that we don't have to do too much climbing with trains. Because if we go for a full full length consist here, so a real a real massive passenger commuter type deal. Let's put that there and gamble on it on subsequent lines not upsetting the road. There we go, 72,000 to finish it off. That curve looks like, yep, it's good all the way around. We've got an unnecessary incline in there, not really. I'll take it, 72,000, that's a steal. 75,000 even, whatever, I'll take it. Brilliant. Oh, even if you have come in on the wrong line. Nuts. Bulldoze it. I know, but it's worth getting right first time. You have seen the pain and misery that comes from not getting it right, and that was cheaper. Oh, probably because I've done the excavating already. That's the right one. There we go. Okay, good. All right, good tunneling. Good tunneling. That's quite a fun line. It's going to be, it's quite a lengthy run, so we're going to want something fairly rapid to run on that. And while we think about it, we should probably get our in-town passenger services set up. But I think what we're going to use here is trams. It's a bus and tram stop. Oh, okay, cool. Now, here's another question for you. If I put a bus station in here, where would if I had a bus station next to the train station, we could go there. I'm going to do it. Right. Now, is that close enough that we can group it with that one? Yeah, Bromsgrove transfer. Let's call it Bromsgrove Grand Central. I know, we call all the express lines express, despite the fact that quite often they're not. This is hardly the most grand of Grand Centrals, but there you go. It's Grand Central. This bit's already electrified. That's nice. So, my question, before I sidetrack myself, as I so often do, is if I put a bus station rather than a bus stop down, does it attract more passengers? And on that pondering note, I shall leave you until next time. Thank you very much for tuning in. Be sure to get involved. Leave a comment. Start a conversation. Accuse me of idiocy. By all means, I am, and therefore you should. Hit the subscribe button. I like that a lot. And then you may freely accuse me of idiocy, and I won't raise the slightest concern. Hit the like button. It helps my videos get found, and hopefully it will encourage me to do more. That said, I'm going to do more anyway. It's not like I need the encouragement. Thank you very much. I've been Colonel Failure. Catch you next time. Cheerio.